right the instant when I hit go live, my phone starts ringing. My parents are out of town, seeing friends, and they were supposed to drive back late tonight, but they are having some car troubles. Nothing major, thankfully. But they were just keeping me apprised. So, happy birthday, Bugs. Bugs' 50th anniversary, which was, what, 30-some years ago? Happy birthday, Bugs. Member of your fan club, it's our pleasure to request your presence and the honored guest at the spectacular Bugs Bunny birthday blowout. However, his fellow Looney Tunes pals, are very unhappy about this party. Nobody has ever given parties in their honor. Why does Bugs Bunny get so much attention? Wile E. Coyote asks. He and the others are since when? Well, I guess this is like later when Wile E. could talk. But sure. Okay. I think Bugs needs to find new friends. I mean, granted, he's not the easiest person to get along with, but still, this is a little much. Alright. I have not, so I'm gonna die a lot. Yeah, thankfully. I had heard, I was watching a YouTube video, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos about retro games, obviously, and they were talking that this game actually still held up reasonably well. It's so hard for me to tell colors, especially at night, because I have a red filter on my computer screen. But obviously not on my TV, because this is running on actual hardware. Really? Carrots. Hey, Dunkaroni. So I was just telling Vid that I've never played this game before, and I'm gonna die a bunch. Aww. But I mean, I have played my fair share of retro platformers, so I'm hoping I'm not completely hopeless. But I'm probably pretty hopeless. Alright. Okay. You seem to have played quite a few interesting games in your childhood, and I can't help but respect that. What's up, Daff? Okay. The the hurt box on your mallet is not great. Oh, I guess. Oh, I see. Okay. Just grab them. Okay. I don't know that one. As we've talked about before, my childhood one was oh dear goodness gracious. Lost in Time. What a bonus round. Law. Okay. Hey, I got something. Okay. So, if you were here in my stream yesterday, I think Vid was the main one who stuck around. We were having some issues. I've got my stream quality back up to full, and things seem stable. I've got my eye on the monitor. Oh, okay. You need more carrots. Boy, story of my life. Boy. Okay. Oh, floaty alarm clocks. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay. Wow, that was a descending platform. Oh boy, we got some lag. We got some juicy lag. Oh boy, okay. We good. We good. Okay. Look, these could conceivably take me places. Alright. Figured that much. So, what I'm hearing is that Dunkaroonie played a Bugs Bunny game that didn't exist in his childhood. That fits. That checks. I have no idea where I'm going, by the way. I'm just progressing generally to the right, as you do in old school platformers. Here. Oh. Tweety, you rat fink. Granny doesn't even like you. Okay, so I'm about to die. Because, a lot of people have memories of edutainment games. And, it's so hard to find information on them. Like, I'll get on Reddit. Saw that coming. I'll get on Reddit and try to help people find. Oh, that's predictable. Like old edutainment games, because there's a subreddit for people trying to find games that they don't remember much about. And finding information about edutainment games is so tricky, because they all just kind of run together. I mean, there are a few that kind of stand out. But still, it can be a real trick to isolate some of those. Tip of my joystick. R tip of my joystick. I know it sounds like it should be an innuendo, but it's not. It's a subreddit for helping people find games. Oh, that was... Oh, okay. I'll take it. I know a few castle-based ones, but I'd need to know some more details. Look at the stun time is... Oh, nope. Not that. Kind of ridiculous. Because, like, there's the Castle of Dr. Mean, which is a trip. Um, that one, I think, is the one that had the crazy animation by the same studio that did the CDI Zelda games. So... do you, like, were you on the outside of the castle mostly? Or did you start out on the outside of the castle? Okay, that was more lucky than anything, but cool. Inside mostly? Okay. Like I say, there's, curious. Well, this is bonus screen. Sounds like the Castle of Dr. Brain. Check that one out. Oh. Okay. Here, it's Womp Womp. I actually don't know how many stages this has. Oh, that kind. Oh, there you go. Those Reader Rabbit games spanned a tremendous amount of theme variety. Ah. All right. Yep. Keep wanting to think these boss fights are more complicated than they are. Go to the bonus round. Well, if you insist, Bugs. Womp womp. Okay. Aw. Womp womp. If somebody has a Googling apparatus available, if you could check and see how many stages this has. I'm very curious. Because I most certainly do not know. Okay. That was predictable enough. Yeah. Ah. Like 24 stages total? Okay. So that's probably what? 4 stages, 4 per world. Yeah. I know what I was thinking. So this is should be the final stage of the first world. See how far we can get in this game. So far it's going relatively quickly. Okay. Right. Excuse me. And what's also cool is, oh dear, when they turn into WB logos, they become platforms. Boy, this is a deep cut into some lore. Dunkaroonie wasn't here. Right when I hit go live, I got a phone call from Mom. She and Dad they're out of town right now. Supposed to be driving back, and they were having some car trouble, and she just texted me and said that they got it straightened out and are on their way. So. I'm real close to being dead. Was it unstable before? Because I've got Twitch Inspector pulled up. I haven't seen any serious aberrations, but that doesn't mean anything really. Oh, come on. That was just rude. I respect that. Those worms are a neat idea. The execution's a little jank. But they only hurt you when they're one color. Oh, okay, this is... Yep. Am I back now, though? Can you hear me now? If so, I'm sorry. These bouncing turrets are not great. You're welcome. It's a pretty great community. Yeah, they're sometimes they can work miracles. It's really wild. I'm one hit from death. Cool. And now I've got a boss fight. Dear good night. Okay. Oh, okay. Wasn't bad then. Cool. Man, those old Flash games. What a time. Wow. Oh dear. I keep wanting to duck, but there's no duck in this game. Other than Daffy. Oh, really? Yeah, those turrets are not great. Yeah. Ain't it the way? Okay. There we go. Oh, up here. I will take that. Oh, thank you. This Sphinx is very clearly alive, and I am chopping up its body. That's a little messed up. Ooh. Another Tweety Battle. Probably. I don't know how you're supposed to, like, get Tweety to become vulnerable. Because as long as he's behind the whatever, he's invulnerable. And if you get to where you can lure him out, okay, I get it. You're supposed to run up and run back. Does it look to be smooth as far as stats go, so that's nice. Yeah. That clutch fight against a talking canary. But Uncaroonie, I don't think you were around when we were talking about it. But today is Vid's birthday, and he is a part of the reason why we're doing this game. So. Because, I mean, you know, obviously all the best people were born in the middle of April. I don't know about those, like, September birthday people. Just rapscallions. I'm not so much blaming you. I'm definitely blaming you for Mendel Palace. Like, that was all you. But this is mostly me. I'll accept that. Right, got something. Alright, fine. Okay, last level of stage 2. Back. There's another chimney rabbit hole thing up here that I see that has a health something. Oh, that was rude. Very, very rude. Aww. Isn't that the way that green names tend to be? Usually some sort of story, and it's usually not always the most flattering. Wow, okay. I'm kind of curious too. I always assumed you just named yourself after the Dunkaroo cookies. Okay, that was more luck than skill, but I'll take it. Page 3. Already a third of the way through the game. Playing for 40 minutes. So, cool. On pace to finish the game by the time I wanted to finish streaming. So we'll see if that actually happens. Gonna be honest, kinda like the idea that you named yourself after a cookie better. It also fits your 90s aesthetic more. Apparently the cookies are back now, but apparently they're not as good as they were, which is absolutely, you know, heartbreaking. Womp womp. Last try. Womp womp. And this is why I don't play Smash against you as a general rule. I know what I'm about. And I also know what anger management means. Ah, dang it. I am very much not good at Smash. Back in college, I became passable. Back when, you know, everybody was playing Brawl. And then when Ultimate came out, I played, what's it called? The single player thing. I played that all the way through. Pretty much binged it. But yeah, I don't play consistently enough. Rude. Oh. Greetings. Thought that was going to kill me, but cool. So that was just unnecessary. Okay. Oh. Oh dear. So far, I think Yosemite Sam's probably the hardest boss. I've been one to really get into games with an online focus. I mean, I own Splatoon, and it's a fun game. Same with Smash, but it's, you know, it's not something I've ever really found like sufficiently compelling to, you know, play more than just very casually. Same way with things like Rocket League. Just, you know, there's varieties of games for, you know, all sorts of different tastes, and that's a good thing. But I've just never really been one to get super into the, ooh, I didn't realize that's cool. To get into like competitive multiplayer kind of stuff. And if I play with other people, I want them to be as bad as I am. You really do have to use gyro to be competitive in Splatoon. And I know people all the time are like, oh, you can be so much more precise with gyro controls. And it's true. But I just vehemently despise motion controls in like every iteration. So that just was never, you know, a draw for me. Like, but you know, it's what you get used to. Some people tell me, you know, all the time that they can't stand to play with keyboard and mouse, but like for shooters and things, but keyboard and mouse feels supernatural to me. This is... Holy crap, how did I make that? Whoa, okay. Sure. Nope. Oh. Oh, well, I guess I'll live here forever now. Hey, Shayoth. Okay. Believe it or not, we're almost halfway done with the game. I think that was 3-3, yeah. When we finish 3-4, we'll be exactly halfway. Beverage is depleted. All in all, though, if this game looks interesting to you, I recommend checking it out. It's a little generic, but it's, you know, shockingly forgiving for an NES platformer, and it's, there's no like glaring flaws, thankfully. Couple things that are a little obnoxious, like if Bugs takes a hit, he can't attack for what seems like forever. But, I mean, hardly game breaking. Oh dear. Okay, I think there will be no threats of homicide in my chat unless you plan to follow through with them. But it is true, we do need to get another community event going. Okay. And that would be fun. Unreal went really well. Everybody seemed to enjoy that. I was, after the festivities on Saturday, I've been trying to figure out a way to do like Bomberman, but the only decent way that I've really thought about is just, you know, Bomberman R supports online play. All of the ways to get it working, like the retro Bomberman's working over the internet, seem janky at best. Am I missing something here? Okay. Is that oh, this is real. Oh, up here. Oh goodness. Like, I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, now that was just rude. Yeah, super long. Especially considering that Vid lives in Seattle. That would be impressive. You can see those headlines now. Insane group of millennials stretch controller extension cable 5,000 miles to play Bomberman. You'd never really played Bomberman before, had you, Dunkaroonie? Oh, fudge. A lot. I'm just... we would have to invent, like, controller amplifiers. I'm not saying it wouldn't be worth it. I'm just saying there are some logistics involved. I never played, I never had the N64 one. This is not gonna be. Woo. I never really played the N64 one. I also never had the PlayStation ones. From what I gather, the PlayStation ones are at least decent. But I've never... Oh, really? I even had a platform to save me there. Alright, well. 3-4 here is proven to be tricky. The constant shaking is getting a little old. I gotta admit that. That's not my favorite. I have not. But that's definitely sounds intriguing. There's so many interesting indie games on Switch. There's no way to keep them all straight. Right. Boss? Yeah. Oh, Sylvester on a skateboard. Oh, it was not Sylvester, it was what's his name that I cannot remember. I have to keep an eye on it. I just have so many Switch games that I'm not beaten or even like fired up. Like we were just talking about how I still haven't actually even fired up Hades yet. But maybe doing that tomorrow, since Zik, usually I don't stream on Tuesdays because Zik streams, and I try to make it a policy of supporting friends who stream. But since Zik's not streaming tomorrow night, unless something, you know, comes up, I'd like to possibly stream some more tomorrow. My parents are... Whoa, seizure warning. Cool. My parents are supposed to be taking me to dinner tomorrow. So, I mean, surely we'll be back in time for me to stream starting at like 9 Eastern. But, you know, if for some reason that runs later than I'm expecting, that may interfere. But as it stands right now, my goal is to stream Hades tomorrow. even if I don't get to stream it for very long. You know, I used to get all the cheap stuff on sale, but it just got to the point where it's not fun anymore. Like now I just turn on my Switch and it's overwhelming. It's not like, oh, look at all this cool stuff I have to play. It's like, oh my word, how will I ever choose something to play? And at that point it's just not really, you know, enjoyable anymore. At least to me. I hope I don't hate it too. I mean, everybody has told me that it's incredible. I'm very curious because, like oh, it needs soldiers real bad. Because, like I say, there are a lot of aspects to Hades that I have historically not liked in other games, but I'm curious to see if it's truly more than the sum of its parts, as people have told me it is. So, of the 24 stages, 13 are done. Oh, really? Danced all the way around that. Cool. Right. I'm gonna walk in here and grab me something to drink real quick, and I'll be right back. What's that I hear? Oh, it's your mod status going out the window. Oh, we got spooky ghosties. Ah. That's a more precise jump than it looks like it should be. You gotta get like right on the edge of that platform. Run away from the ghosties. Oof. Oh, slow down. So much slow down. This seems unfortunate. Okay, cool. Oh, well, I guess I'll live here forever now. Okay. I didn't see an exit to this area. I would not be the least bit surprised. Because that was super, super common. That was close. Closer than I meant for it to be. Oh, I see. Okay. Leave this up here. Oh goodness, it's giving me health. That's scary. What horrors lie in wait for me? You're gonna be Tweety. Yep. The Tweety fights are not great. Because you have to like run right up to where Tweety's hiding to lure him out and time an attack just so like it's not impossible. It's just tight enough timing that it's obnoxious. Huh? One nice thing is you can stand on top of the heads of most enemies. Are you looking up to see if this was a different game to begin with? Because I'd be curious to know. Alright, Tweedledee. Come on. I think I managed to land a hit. Let's just go back and forth and mash the attack button and hope it lands. Neat. Cool. Let's see here. So we're okay. We've got 10 levels left. 10 of the 24 levels left. We're doing on top, just a little after 10. Okay. Yeah. Unless I just hit a wall, which is not unprecedented. I'm hoping to be able to beat this one. Yeah, especially here in the spookier, you know. I mean, obviously it's just water, but it's like dark and kind of spooky with the ghosts. The triplets work. There's especially that particular sound font. It's got kind of a pipe organ quality to it. If you've ever seen the Don Knotts movie The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, this level's music kind of makes me think of the theme that plays throughout that movie. Jovial yet mildly spooky. And if you've not seen the movie and you appreciate, you know, really silly family-friendly movies with a mildly spooky, I hit jump, with a mildly spooky theme, then I recommend it. It's silly and but charming. Of course, I realize maybe not everybody's just, you know, grew up watching Andy Griffith the way I did, so maybe Don Knotts isn't quite as familiar a face to some people. Have they done Karuni? Well, vid too. I mean, anybody who grew up in rural America, where did you all get inundated with the old people TV shows like I did? You know, Andy Griffith and MASH and the Munsters and the Addams Family, and I mean, I enjoy all of those shows because, you know, I'm an old man. But you know, I realize that they are not the touchstones of my generation. Hi, Daff. How you doing? Do a quick Google real quick. Bugs Bunny birthday blowout. Monsters are just, you know, classic fun. One thing that might interest you, especially since Koopa Pal, you know, is in the line of work. Fred Gwynn and Al Lowe? Herman and Grandpa from the Munsters actually starred together in a comedy about two cops in New York City before they were together on the Munsters, called Car 54, Where Are You? Which is worth watching. Alright, Shia, thanks for dropping by. Have a good sleep. Thank you much. And yeah, I'm not seeing any indication that this was ever a different if nothing else, at least look up the theme song to Car 54, Where Are You? It's way catchier than it should be. Apparently this is considered part of the Crazy Castle series. But yeah, it was apparently always supposed to be a Bugs Bunny game. Or at least if it wasn't, you know, it wasn't repurposed. Now, could it have been a generic game and they just got the Looney Tunes license? Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I do appreciate some old cartoons. The YouTube channel Toy Galaxy is a lot of fun. Story of my life, I understand. But Toy Galaxy on YouTube goes through the history of a lot of cartoons from like the 70s and 80s and 90s. And that's a lot of fun. Because, I mean, I grew up watching, like, you know, Gen 1 Transformers and you know, that sort of stuff with Dad. And lots and lots and lots of Star Trek. Always Star Trek in my house. Still, like, that's like Dad's go-to comfort show. If you ever come over, and not a whole lot's going on, there's a fair chance Dad's got Star Trek going. And Mom and I are like, oh, this is such and such episode, because we have them all memorized. We're kind of talking old everything. You commented about how this, you liked the triplets for this level in the soundtrack. And I had mentioned that it made me think of the main theme of The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, the comedy movie from the 60s starring Don Knotts, which is worth watching if you've never seen it, assuming that you can appreciate Don Knotts. But that got me kind of talking about how I grew up, you know, as the only child and oldest on both sides of the family. I got more than my fair share of the media of previous generations. So that means I spent a lot of time watching things like Andy Griffith and MASH and some of those. I mean, yes, but that's not the only thing that defined comedy in that era. I mean, come on. I also just have a soft spot for old things in general. Like, I really enjoy black and white movies, and, you know, I tend to appreciate, you know, sans racism, like, attitudes about media from back then. Like, you know, movies could be short, self-contained, escapist fantasies, not really rooted in reality. And I'll enjoy that. Because to me, it seems like there's an obsession now with making movies always prescient and always, you know, super rooted in reality and things. And I enjoy, like, the attitude that a movie can be, you know, a movie, or a, you know, TV show can be a TV show, and it doesn't have to be, you know, if it's a police drama, it doesn't have to follow, you know, procedures and all of these things. Like, it can just be fun. That's a fair point. Of course, the like, the 60s were also an interesting time. The 60s and 70s were not really known for being the era of cinematic classics either. So it could legitimately just be that they're bad. Yeah. There's one movie that I love. If you can appreciate absurdism in any capacity, I really enjoy Arsenic and Old Lace with Cary Grant. It's an old black and white movie from the 40s, but it's a genre that is largely extinct in today's movie space, called the screwball comedy. It's an extension of absurdist comedy, but it's very, you know, sort of situational. So it's, you know, it's if you can kind of think of like an episode of a sitcom stretched out to movie length, that would be kind of a screwball comedy. And so Arsenic and Old Lace is considered one of the quintessential screwball comedies. And it's about a theater critic who is vehemently anti-marriage, finally falling in love, and, you know, getting married, and he goes to tell his aunts that he's getting married, and he's going on his honeymoon because he was an orphan, and his aunts raised him. Well, while he is there, and also in the care of his aunts, is his brother, who, insensitive ideas about mental health aside, is insane and thinks that he is Teddy Roosevelt. So, while he's there, Mortimer finds out that there are bodies buried in the cellar, and he thinks that his brother's delusion that he's Teddy Roosevelt has taken a violent turn and has started killing people, and so he's trying to get him committed. But what's actually going on is his two spinster aunts are taking in old men and killing them out of mercy killings to keep them from being lonely. And it's just absolutely absurd, and I love that movie. Cannot recommend it enough if you can appreciate absurd situational comedy. But those are the kinds of movies that I tend to enjoy. You know, that like those. That's not really the kind of thing that would sell today so much. That said, I have heard that Knives Out, that came out, you know, back in the times before the darkness, kind of harkens back to that older style. I have not seen that movie. Oh, I would adore a vintage movie night. I have quite the collection, and can pinpoint some excellent ones. Comedies, dramas, you know, you name it. I would love that. I'm not really a movie person, generally, as much as I just sat here and talked about enjoying old movies. It's actually really hard for me mentally to sit down and watch a new movie that's unfamiliar to me. It takes just a tremendous amount of mental energy. It takes a tremendous amount of mental energy for me to sit down and watch a movie, period. But if I'm gonna, it's easier for me to sit down and watch an old favorite. Than commit the mental energy to something new. I know lots of people that they just love movies, and that is perfectly fine, but they're just not my preferred entertainment medium. They are difficult for me in many ways. Don't like being, you know, stuck in one place for such a long period of time. Aw. But like, yes, it is. And 90 minutes is a short movie. Goodness, as movies, and that's another thing, is it's like movies on average used to be shorter. 90 minutes used to be pretty standard, if not even long, for movies, depending on the time period. But now movies are getting longer and longer, and I don't always understand why. Like, you know, back in ye olden days, you had long movies, but they were the cinematic epics. And like epics of the old, you know, old literary style. You know, they were your Ben-Hurs and your Cleopatras and your, you know, Gone with the Winds and that sort of thing. You know, not Superhero of the Month, number 47. I'm really sick of superhero movies. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I mean, if people keep enjoying them, that's fine, but I have, you know, I have no interest to see any more superhero movies. I never even saw Wonder Woman. And there's so many Marvel movies that I've never seen. I had one friend the other day who was like, how are you not caught up on Marvel movies? And it's just like, Really? How can a person be caught up on Marvel movies? Like, that's... I feel like that would take a full-time job. Yeah, agreed. I was actually just thinking that when you said that, you know, they're making another Knives Out, it's like, okay, cool, but why? Why not? Why not just let it be a good movie? Of course, I mean, I am kind of like, it's technically a part of a genre called a cozy mystery, and you just don't see those anymore, like the Agatha Christie style murder mysteries. You know, I enjoy those, like the 1930s version of And Then There Were None. That movie adaptation. That one's good fun if you've never seen it. But yeah, I would definitely be down for some vintage movies. Aw. I mean, we could even break out some of the spoopy ones, like House of Wax. The first color 3D film starring Vincent Price. It's a good movie if you enjoy vintage, you know, vintage style horror, which granted is very different than any sort of modern sensibility on horror. But I much prefer it. I mean, one, because it's not scary and I'm a wimp, but also just because it's, you know, really atmospheric. An era of film when, like, you know, dark shadows and theremin music was effective horror. Like, you don't have to have scenes of people being tortured and, you know, dismembered. I'm such an old man, yells at Cloud, I know. Oh man, that jump is rough. Yeah, it's really not that interesting. And I can't, like, personally handle anything with a torture theme. Like, it bothers me severely. Oh, for pity's sakes, how many times am I gonna miss that? It bothers me severely. Like, I have my own struggles with, you know, mental health, and I know countless other people who have, you know, had their own, you know, psychological struggles and been victims of abuse, and it's like those aren't entertainment to me. Those are very real things that are part of my daily life and the daily lives of many of the people I care about. So It's just not the kind of thing that I want, you know, to see a movie about necessarily. Like I have zero desire to see any of the Saw movies or anything like that. Yeah. Now I do hardly have a soft spot for, yeah, like that, the cosmic horror and, you know, old monster movies and you know, stuff like that. Those are fun. House on Haunted Hill. I love the original House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. Great movie. And a lot of surprisingly good movies, excuse me, are public domain now, including some very interesting and campy ones that can be fun. I don't know if you all are MST3K fans, but definitely some riffable stuff. Oh, hey, I didn't die. I was fully expecting to die there. Okay. I mean, I would imagine. Well, see, the tricky thing about that is just because things are public domain in one country doesn't necessarily mean that they are in another. But when it's time for when I do movie nights, I just do kill the chicken hawk. I do it on my Discord, and I'm a Discord Nitro member, so I get the higher bitrate streaming. And just do it on there, and that way I don't, where it's a private call, I don't really have to worry about it. All right, Last World. But if you're ever interested in, well, I mean, if you're ever interested in old movies, I'm always happy to talk about them. Encyclopedic knowledge I do not have by any means. But if you're ever curious about public domain movies and what's out there, archive.org has a great collection of public domain movies that you can just download. And like I say, there's some shockingly good stuff. Like I mentioned, House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. That's in the public domain. One of my personal favorites that's in the public domain now. His Girl Friday, which is another screwball comedy, is worth watching. That one might take a few times watching. It's very dialogue-driven humor, and it's very fast talking because it's about people in the newspaper business. So, you know, you have to be paying attention to listen for the jokes because they come fast. But it's worth watching too. Get wrecked, Daffy. Five more levels. Cool. I understand. Thank you much. Thanks for coming by and get you some rest. Oh, I love Airplane. I adore Airplane. That very absurd humor. That's the thing. I really appreciate stupid humor. Like in Airplane. But only if it's witty. If it's just toilet humor, then I find that boring. But if there's wittiness about it, wordplay and, you know, that sort of thing, then I enjoy it a lot. Because I used to say that I didn't like, you know, inappropriate humor or whatever. Well, what I found out is that's not the case at all. Sometimes that's hilarious, but I only like it if it's witty. You know, anyway, I've made that point. Go get you some sleep. Thanks for coming by. And like I say, hopefully I'll be streaming some more tomorrow. So watch for that notification. Okay, Elmer. You're getting on my nerves. Right, barely. Cool. Right. Just what, 2 more levels? Something like that? It's not many. $32 lives. I don't know if I can do it. It's gonna be a struggle. 2 more levels. That was a gutsy play on my part, and it somehow worked out. Okay, conveyor belts, you're being jerks. There we go. Goodness. I don't know what just happened there. Didn't see anything that looked like I should have fallen through it, but cool. There's fake floor. Good. Good. Good, good. Okay. Nothing ruins your sense of trust quite like fake floor in a video game. That's one reason why if and when I ever get to play Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2, on stream, I'm going to use the one that has a bunch of mods, including the one that reveals all the fake floors. Because ain't nobody got time for that. I don't know if these rooms are repeating, or if they're just exact copies. Oh, I didn't realize I was one hit away. Okay. Cool. Ah. Yep. Do you happen to know if there's like a bonus world after the 6th, or is this actually the final world? This game's already thrown fake floors at me. I have trust issues. Yep, trust issues. Okay. Yep. That's good news then. Okay. I assume we're gonna get to an end at some point. Oh, hi, Daff. There we go. Oh. So, in theory, this should be the last level. Ah. That's unfortunate. I get it. The last level, the springs pretty much always launched you into traps, and now springs are your friends. Okay. Sure. Oh, hi there. Kazzy. Kazzy Wazzy. Aw. I'm assuming it's just smash him with a hammer a bunch. That has so far been the strategy for all the bosses. So. Entirely sure how you're supposed to get through those without damage, but okay. Alright. Ah. Is there a trick to it, or or do I just need to keep trying? Oh yeah, I gotta hit the... Okay. I was wondering... Okay. Well, that tells me... a chunk of what I need to know, at least. Huh? Let's see if I can do it. Aw, I even hit the spring. Making headway. That was not as smooth as I would have preferred, but see if we can make it work. There's this room here with the green vases that I think it's what, the next one, which takes you to the boss. I'll be there. And so I imagine that there might be something hidden in here, maybe? It's not. Okay. That I felt like that should have hit. Yeah, that they are. So far they've not been in too bad, but yeah, this is kind of weird. These conveyor belts are not my friend. You've really gotta... Really? Okay. Being able to continue right at the boss room would be lovely. I mean, I get it, but... That's some funky playing around with tenses that you're doing there. I don't know what it is, but every video game that has a spring platform, it's the bane of my existence. Every one. Every one. This part's actually pretty frustrating, because to get between the conveyor belts requires a decent bit of precision, really. And then if the clocks are blocking you, then that's particularly... That first area, I know there's a spring there on the floor, but I've yet to really figure out a way to get through there without taking any damage at all. But, oh well. I didn't actually expect to need, like, this many many of those lives that I'd collected, but so be it. The health gauge is kind of weird because you've got hearts, but like there's red hearts which are worth 2 hits. Oh, come on, I hit the jump button, it just ate my input. Not feeling real confident at the moment. Wow, I've got to be obscenely early. Alright. Is that it? Do we get final cutscene? Yes. Finally Bugs arrives at his party. Very funny tricks. Very lethal tricks. Thank you. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap it up there because I need to hop off here. Happy birthday again. And like I say, I may be doing this again tomorrow evening. We'll see how things go. So keep an eye out for that. But get you some good rest. Thank you. Here in 57 minutes at least. Have a good night.